So let me. Do you see my screen? Because it doesn't. Okay, perfect. It doesn't tell me. All right, great. So we have done quite a few things today. So what I'll do just in a few minutes, quickly wrap up and summarize what we have done today and the plans for tomorrow. So we have had very nice presentations by Amar, Suzanne, and Mark, who touched base on the Galaxy instances and also specifically on ViewPathDB Galaxy, how you can bring in your own data and construct workflows. And we will take a look at, we'll continue taking a look at the Galaxy tomorrow, and we'll actually move on into understanding the output from the Galaxy workflows. We have also discussed the transcriptomics and proteomics data and how to search this type of data in various ViewPathDB databases. And as you have noticed by now, while we have different data sets for RNA-seq data or proteomics data, and in different databases, the principle of how they're analyzed via the web-based search interface are the same. So what you have learned today is transferable to any other databases within the ViewPathDB project. In terms of orthology, we will touch base on the orthology tomorrow as well, a little bit, I believe. And in terms of the any questions that you may have from today's sessions, please feel free to email us. The recordings from today will be uploaded soon, so they should be available by tomorrow. And feel free to email us about the exercises covered within the workshop in the upcoming weeks as you may work with through them on your own. So in terms of tomorrow, this is our final day of the workshop. We will take a look a little bit more in the Galaxy and discuss how you can analyze your own data, but also how you can transfer the data back into ViewPathDB workspace and actually compare to the integrated data sets in ViewPathDB. We will discuss the ontologies and the enrichment analysis. Some of you had a little bit of exposure to Go term enrichment analysis. And we also have prepared presentations and a demo for the phenotype datasets in ViewPathDB. And hopefully that will be a nice day tomorrow filled with lots of learning that can be transferred to any other database within the ViewPathDB. And yeah, I think this is all I have, Amar. Let me know if I missed anything.
Oh, I think you covered everything. Thanks for wrapping things up. And it is pretty much 1 o'clock. So we are gonna hang on tight. Whoever can stay longer from the instructors, feel free to stay longer, but not all of us have to stay. And of course, from the attendees, again, thanks for joining today. And if you would like to hang around, if you have specific questions, please stay on. But if you need to go or are done for the day and exhausted, definitely feel free to sign off right now. And we will turn off Zoom until tomorrow. Somebody's asking about certificates. Yes, we will have certificates available for you. We'll send you a link where you can add your name to the certificate and download the certificate.
And just a quick note in terms of various strategies to answer the question before, if you have any trouble with the strategies or would like to ask for help in terms of finding the answer to a specific biological question, do let us know. Send us email, and it would be very useful if you also include a link to your strategy so that we can take a look at the type of the in silico experiment you created and help you troubleshoot. Yep, that's it.
That's a really good point. Actually, I maybe if I can share my screen quickly for those of you who are still on, I will just show something quickly here. Hold on. I meant to do this when I was doing my short presentation, but I forgot to do that. So let me do that and share. So with any search, so if I go back to ViewPathDB and my strategies, and I am logged in right now, so I don't have to log in. But you know, some of you may be interested in well, I wish I could have the search so I can play around with it some more, and so I can save this. And so what I'm going to do is again, let me show you again. So right here in the strategy, there's a save icon or a disk icon, which is for saving. So I'm going to click on save, and I'm going to call this crypto strategy from December workshop. And I'm going to save it. And now I have a few options for how to share it. Okay, so one option is I can just copy, click on this share link and copy the link. And now I'm going to put this in the chat window. And this is what Eve was referring to. If you create a strategy like this, then if you save the strategy like this, you can share this link with your colleagues and as you collaborate on your work, or you can share it with us if you have a question about something or not sure about something and need help with something. And so that's a very nice way to do this. Another thing you can do is you can make your strategies public and put them in your and make them available to anybody. And you'll notice here there's a tab for public strategies. And so the way you can do this is you can either edit the details for the strategy, and that's the easiest way. And so I'm just going to make just a quick description here. I can go back and modify this later on. We're going to say crypto genes not in humans, orthologs of Oxo, cat, and essential. Okay, so you need a description for here. And I can always go back and modify this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this public option right here, and I'm going to update. All right, so my strategy now has been updated. It's public, and now if I reload this page, you'll notice that there are 12 public strategies instead of 11. And if you look at these public strategies, here's the one you have right here, and you can actually go in and click on it, and it'll open up that strategy in your workspace. So
you should maybe mention that these public strategies, of course, are associated with ViewPathDB. There are many other public strategies that are associated with PlasmoDB or FungiDB or individual sites.
Absolutely, absolutely. Mm-hmm. So there's a question about heat maps, whether there's a tool to generate heat maps. I don't know who else is still on from the instructors, but there are tools, for example, in Galaxy that allow you to generate heat maps based on data. And we don't have a tool in ViewPathDB sites yet. We are working on that's in collaboration with the ClinEpiDB project, where remember yesterday, the day before, I showed a quick synopsis about the analysis tools that are available through ClinEpi, the different graphing tools through ClinEpi, and obviously we would love to be able to upgrade to those types of graphing tools so that we can generate heat maps or any kind of graphical representations of the results that you get from a search strategy, so you can actually then analyze them further. And presumably you should be able to do it on any data set you can upload. If it's your primary data, then I would highly recommend trying it out in Galaxy, or if you want to explore things like R, the R language, for example, and there's also has a user interface. It's a bit more sophisticated than Galaxy, but it's incredibly useful, and I would highly recommend that. So if you're somebody who's going to be doing a lot of these things, then I would highly recommend that you delve into something like R.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, Philip.
Yeah, I have a little bit different question. I have a question about GiardiaDB. There is a genome of the strand A1 named WB, and I think last year was published a new genome of this strand, and it's possible to download this genome on NCBI, but it's still not on JardiaDB. And I want to ask you if you want to update this genome to JardiaDB or not.
Yes, so that's a great question, and so the answer is yes. And so this genome will be available in the next release of JardiaDB. It was supposed to be available in this release, but there were some issues with loading it from our end, so it took a bit longer. So it will be available in the first release of 2022, probably in towards the end of February.
Okay, thanks.
And we are loading it first without any functional data, right? All the functional data is loaded on the other assembly. But what we will do probably soon after that, or maybe in a few releases, based on the community, if people are very happy with it, which I assume that's going to be the case because of it's a much higher quality assembly, we will then map all the RNA-seq data that we have that makes sense to map it to that, and the proteomics data will map it to that new assembly.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And maybe more generally, because there have been a number of questions along these lines. There's been some separate chat messages and discussion in some of the discussion rooms about other genomes. If there are genomes that are available that should be incorporated into any of the ViewPathDB databases that you're aware of, feel free to click on the Contact Us link and let us know. They may already be in process, as with the genome that Philip was asking about. They may there may be genomes that you are working on generating and assembling, and we can help with describing the process that's involved to make sure that they are stored in the appropriate archival repository and entered into our pipeline to make available through ViewPathDB resources. And this is true not just for genomes, of course. It's also true for key transcriptomic or proteomic or metabolomic data sets, or any other types of data that should be represented in these resources for your benefit and the benefit of others.